What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the B-Roll Sports Podcast. Today, we'll have two special guests for interviews and then some fun trivia stuff at the end. So, I hope you guys enjoy it, and this episode will be about baseball. So, if you like baseball, this episode's for you. All right, let's get to the episode. Today, I'm joined by two special guests, Clay Center Tigers baseball players Colten Tadtman and Pladson. The Tiger baseball team currently has a record of 11-4 and is sitting 5th place in the 4A West Regional. They are battling to host a regional for the 5th year in a row. Cole and Colten will both be planning to continue their baseball careers after high school, which we will be talking about later. So first we'll start with Cole's stats, and then I'll go to your stats. Talk a little bit about that. Your batting average is .529. You got an on-base percentage of .692, 25 RBIs, 26 runs, and 9 homers. For your pitching stats, you have a 1.36 ERA, 33 strikeouts, and 11 walks. Look at these stats. What are you happy about, and what do you want to work on for the rest of the season with these stats?
I'm pretty happy about it, I guess. I'm more worried about wins and how the team does. The personal stats just kind of come with it, and it's kind of a byproduct of doing whatever you can to win for the team.
All right, and then we'll go through Colten stats through the 13 games. Your batting average is .394 with an on-base percentage of .588. 13 hits and 13 RBIs. With pitching, you have a .57 ERA with 11 strikeouts and 4 walks and 1 save. Look at these stats, and also what are you happy about, and then what do you want to improve on them?
First of all, thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Like Cole said, it's all about the wins and losses. That's what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in a little bit of a funk hitting-wise, but I think we're starting to battle our way out of it, and I'm really happy with. I've never really been a pitcher, and this year I've had to step up on the mound, and I think it's been so far so good. So hopefully, just keep it rolling and help the team win.
All right, now we'll go for some questions about your baseball career. First question: when did you start playing baseball, and what do you remember about your earliest days playing?
I think I started when I was 3, maybe, playing t-ball. I don't really remember that at all. I remember machine pitch is kind of like the first memories that I have of playing baseball, and then played ever since.
What about you?
I just, ever since I can remember, I've played baseball. It's, with my dad working at K-State, my earliest memories are with those teams and, just being around the guys and going to practice and being at the games. But actually playing, I'd say my first memory comes when I played for the Wamego T-ball team with the Colten brothers. And so, that's probably my earliest memory. But, just ever since I could walk, I've been playing. So
when you were a kid, what was your favorite part of baseball and why?
I mean, winning's always fun. Even as a young kid, our coaches we all wanted to win, so winning was fun, and just going to practice every day. When you're young, you're just having fun, and that's what it was all about.
I'd say for me, it's like, the family you make. That's always been the best part of the game for me. When we moved here, I'd say that's when that really kicked in because, I played with the people I'm going to go to school with every day and I'm going to see for the rest of my life. And early on, I just loved the game because it's what I've always known. My dad really got me into it, and I think that I just wanted to like what he liked at first, and then it just ultimately carried on from there.
What did you do when you were a kid my age that's made you, and the biggest difference in being such good baseball players?
Practicing consistently, I think. like kids your age and you have practice once or twice a week and you play on the weekends, and a lot of kids only practice when you're at practice, and I think what makes the biggest difference is practicing outside of practice, outside of your team practice. So just doing anything you can to get better, no matter what it is, if it's 20 minutes a day or whatever you need to get better. I think that makes a huge difference in the long run.
Yeah, kind of like he said, practice after, not only at practice, but like on your own time, but also just having fun with it. Like, remember, it's not a job yet; it's a game, and I think that's where even I struggle now as a high schooler. I don't have. I've already got my scholarship. I've committed to play. Like, I'm supposed to just go have fun and not worry so much about results and just focus on it's a game at the end of the day, and that's the mentality I feel like as a kid you should have.
When did you start throwing different pitches? And what advice do you have for people when I get a few years older to start throwing different pitches and getting good at them?
I think I was around 9 years old. I started throwing a changeup, and then I didn't start throwing a curveball till 7th grade, I think. So I think that's 13U maybe, but yeah. So not real early at all. I was always taught fastball and changeup. Just use your fastball a lot, and then as you get older, you can use your arsenal that you build off the fastball, and then once you add those in, you'll be a pretty good pitcher.
The biggest thing is throwing strikes, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't start throwing curveballs or anything, like not even changeups until, like he said, probably 7th grade to 12, 13U, whatever that was, when I moved here. It's as a pitcher, especially as a young kid, teams aren't going to hit you if you just throw strikes. And even that holds true until college, honestly. Like, there's a lot of kids or even high schoolers that got away with not throwing very hard and just threw strikes and was effective. So.
What have you done to be a great teammate and leader now that you are seniors?
Just the biggest thing is having a good relationship with all the guys, and once you have a good relationship, you can, when you're at practice, you can be hard on them and ask them to do better, but also know that they know that you're doing it for the benefit of them and that you care about them is the biggest thing. And I think this year especially, we have a really small group of kids, only 13 or 14, and so we're all super tight and we all enjoy being around each other.
Yeah, I tried to take a step to becoming more of a vocal leader this year, with losing guys like Brody and Justin and all those seniors last year that were really our guys I looked up to and guys I was really close with. Losing them made me realize that I now have to be that guy that is vocal in the huddle or on the field. And we have a quiet team, and we have 4 seniors, and Isaac, Jonah, and Cole aren't the loudest people in the world. So trying to be just the guy who's vocal, and yeah.
What is your favorite memory of playing baseball?
As a freshman, winning regionals and making it to state. As a sophomore, we did the same thing, won regionals and made it to state. Winning regionals is, especially at home like we did, it was super fun, and playing in front of the home crowd, and I mean, most of the town's there, it's packed, it's a lot of fun. And this year, the last game against Hayes, how we came back, that was probably the most rowdy and fun game that outside of regionals that we had been in. So those are probably my favorites.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Regionals is always fun. You took mine. I was going to say Hayes this year. It was a lot of fun. Even last year, Hayes was fun. Hayes is one of the best teams in 5A, and going 4-0 against them in 2 years was not something that I expected, just because of how high of a. I just have so much respect for them as a team, and coming in against Hayes and shutting the door in the 7th. I mean, everyone who was there saw my reaction after the final out. I was fired up, and that was a lot of fun.
See, what is your favorite position and why?
I would say center field. I've gotten to like it the last couple of years, and you're kind of in the middle of the field and can run and make plays in the gap and just kind of feel free out there. You can dive for balls, you can throw people out, you can kind of do it all. I also like pitching just because it's kind of one-on-one. It's you versus the batter, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows I'm the catcher. That's my spot. There's no better feeling than throwing dudes out, and no one likes to test it anymore. But maybe one day I'll get that feeling again. I've learned to really like pitching this year. It's like he said, it's me versus the hitter, and throwing it past them's pretty good feeling. So
For me, it'd probably be pitching, just because I like the
Pressure.
Yeah, pressure. I like pressure and
yeah,
handling the pressure.
you know what they say, Bryce? Pressure makes diamonds, right?
Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Your head coach, Andy Bent, was my third grade teacher. What do you like most about having a coach like him?
Coach Bent was also my third grade teacher too. So, does he still play football, or did he still play football?
Yeah, he still does.
Yeah.
He still does.
I remember some intense games with Jace. I mean, he's a dude he'll let you hear it when you mess up, but he's also he'll be there when you have success. And I mean, he's been here for 10 years maybe in Clay Center, and I mean, the success speaks for itself. He gets you prepared to go out and win games, and at the same time, when you walk off the field, he's gonna be like a dad to you. So he's special in that way.
Yeah, I did not have Mr. Bent as my third grade teacher, but him and I have gotten fairly close over the years, just playing for him, and I teacher's aide for him this year. But I mean, he's the ultimate player's coach. Like, he's going to go to war for you no matter what. Down 15, up 15, he's going to argue every ball and strike. He's going to have your back, and he really knows how to fire up a team. And I think that he mentally prepares us very well. And I think that, there's no one you'd rather go to battle with than him. So.
Okay, last question. You both are going to play in college. Colten, you're going to Highland Community College, and Cole, you're going to Oklahoma State. Talk about the recruiting process. How long did it take, and what did you learn from it?
So I got my first offer in my sophomore year of high school. I went to a camp at Wichita State, and they offered me after that. And then it was weird because that was in September, and then in April they changed the rule that you couldn't talk to any college coaches. So I had to wait from April to August with no conversations with anybody. And then once August hit, that's when everyone could reach out again. So August 1st was a busy day for me. There was probably 30-something phone calls from like 8 to 8. It seemed like I was on the phone all day. But going from that to kind of narrowing down where I wanted to go. So I went to 5 schools, and I was down to Oklahoma State and Ole Miss, and I chose Oklahoma State. And I went on a couple visits, and it's a great place, and I'm excited to go there here in a couple months.
Yeah, for me it was a lot different. It was very, very frustrating. At first, I didn't realize how patient I needed to be because, I'm obviously talking to Cole, and he's like, well, I had 40 schools call me today. And it's like, man, where's that for me? But, it was all worth it. My first, Highland was my first visit, and I really enjoyed it. The way that Coach Hay described the family-like atmosphere they have there is something I knew I wanted to be a part of. But before I even got there, it was full of ups and downs. Like, went to cloud camp. They said, "Oh, I really like you," and then we go back, and they're like, "Not so much." It's like it's a tough process when it's a junior college route, just because there's so many junior college schools and so many kids that go play JUCO, and it's like you got to get you got to get focused up and really perform at those camps and in front of coaches. And for me, it was frustrating just because of how long it took, but it was all worth it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to add what I learned from it. Going off what he said is you can't let the coaches and who you get offered by or who you don't get offered by let it affect you and how you practice, how you play. Like if they're coming to watch you, like you can't let that impact how you play and go about your business.
And going kind of off that, like when recruiting process starts, patience is a big thing. You know, it was, like I said, it was frustrating for me, but I learned that, you know, my time will come, you know, and I knew that I was good enough to play. I just needed to show schools that. And, you know, like he said, you can't. Highland was there when I went 0 for 4, and they still offered me. You know, it's like they're not going to cross you off based off one at bat or one performance. You know, it's all about they like to see how you can respond, and how you respond to adversity is a big thing for schools. That's what everyone told me. It's like they're like, we love you as a player. You respond very well. You know, just get bigger, faster, stronger. That's basically what I heard every time, and you know they're right. I mean, there's always room to get bigger, faster, stronger, no matter if you look like Cole or if you look like Mark Paulette. You know, it's all about it's all about getting better every day, and I learned that through my recruiting process.
Another thing is enjoy it. I mean, it's in your prime years of high school. You know, for me, like when I got offered until now, like it seems like it's flew by from sophomore year to now. And even when I was going on those visits, like it was Saturday after football game, you're kind of tired. And then you look back on it now and you're like, man, that was super cool. Like I wish I could go do that again. It's just a super cool experience that you only get to experience once in your life, and just enjoying it and, you know, getting to see things that you never thought you'd see before is pretty sweet.
I agree with that. You know, I'm lucky enough that I get to do it twice, so just because of junior college stuff. But I think that the lessons I learned through my first time was I'm going to enjoy the second time a lot more and know that what God has the plan for me is what's going to happen, and that's the ultimate goal, is just to be where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Now I'll just do kind of some questions and you'll answer them. Just some like opinion questions. In your opinion, who's the best MLB player currently playing?
I'm gonna have to say Trout right now. He's healthy. He's been hurt way too much in the past however many years. But I mean, when he's healthy, I think he's one of the greatest players to play. And so as long as he stays healthy, I think he's gonna have a good year.
As a biased Royals fan, I feel like I have to say Bobby Witt. That dude's a magician on the diamond. Like I watch him every day, and he does something that impresses me every single day. And you know, I should see it coming, but I don't. You know, it's hard with him. You know, I'm a huge Juan Soto guy. I love watching Soto. My dog's name is Salvi. I love Salvi. He's the GOAT. But yeah, probably Bobby Witt. I mean, obviously Ohtani is pretty good too.
Yeah.
But I'm a little biased, and I'll say Bobby Witt.
I'm gonna say Ohtani. That was my answer.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Second one of these. Who is the best MLB player of all time?
It's gonna be controversial, but I'm gonna say Barry Bonds. Steroids or not, I think it's Barry. But I mean, it was a different era, and I mean, whether you care about the steroids or not, he did hit a lot of home runs, so I'm going to go with him.
I actually agree with him on this one. I think it's Barry Bonds as well. You know, steroids will help you a little bit, sure, but you still got to get bat to ball. And even if he walked up there without a bat, that dude walked so much that he didn't need it, you know, and I actually agree with that one, so.
I didn't watch, or I haven't learned about a lot of
You got to get
baseball.
on. You got to get on the Barry Bonds highlights. Those are electric. Who do you think?
I don't know.
Who's the GOAT?
I'm just thinking off of what I already know. Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Babe Ruth's all right, but he's not touching Paul Skeens.
Different era.
Different era.
Who's your favorite baseball player? And team.
Favorite player, I'm going to have to say Bryce Harper. I've always enjoyed watching him play, and we have similar left-handed swings and play outfield, so I'm going to have to say him. And team, you can't not say the Royals, so hopefully they're on the right track the last couple of years, so hopefully they get some deep playoff runs here pretty soon.
Just got to get Cags up.
Is your favorite team Royals or?
Yeah.
My favorite player of all time is Salvador Perez. I mean, he's the reason I started catching. You know, a player that I look up to now is Bobby Witt. Obviously, I'm a Royals fan, and it's hard not to just say, oh, yeah, he's really good. But another name I could throw out there is when I was younger, I loved K-State baseball. I still do. And I looked up to Carter Jerica. He was my favorite player when I was younger. Him and Shane Conlan had a big impact on my life, you know, just being my friend when I was your age, or I guess I was younger, and I was the bad boy and, you know, being around the team. But yeah, those two were my favorite when I was younger, and obviously Salvi and the Royals now. So
mine would probably be Bobby Witt.
Yeah. He's all
right. My favorite team is the Royals. What do they need to do to get back to the postseason like they did last year?
Well, they got to start hitting.
Yeah,
yes.
they
need to start hitting. I'm a huge believer, and we need to get Caglione up, no matter how much IB wants to argue with me about it. I think when your best talent's in the minor leagues, you got to get them up at some point, especially when MJ Melendez is hitting .77. So.
Yeah, I agree. They got to hit, and I do think Cags will be up by the end of the season. I would hope, maybe by the All-Star break. But I think he has the skills to do that, and yeah, they just need to hit.
They've been pitching good. Like they don't allow runs.
Seth Lugo,
and Reagans and Bubic has been awesome this year, and even the bullpens stepped up big with Estevez and Urseg. But we got to hit at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Either get different guys in there or hope that they start hitting.
I don't know how it's possible if you're a major leaguer to go .77 in your batting average.
Hitting's hard, but
Yeah,
it's the hardest thing to do in all sports. But I agree with you. Like, you're a major leaguer, you either got to hit or get out of the lineup.
And I got a baseball signed by him when he was in the minor leagues.
Oh,
and
yeah?
He's letting me down.
Yeah.
And then final question: what's your favorite baseball bat?
You want metal or wood? Both?
Metal, but actually both. Let's say.
I'm gonna have to go the Goods from DeMarini as my metal bat. I'm a big DeMarini guy and have been since I've been super young. I started high school with a one-piece, and now I'm swinging the two-piece Goods this year. So I'm gonna have to go with the DeMarini Goods.
For me, this year and last year I swung the Atlas, but nothing will ever beat that red Voodoo I swung my freshman year. I loved that bat until freaking Mark broke it. But yeah, I mean the Atlas is good too. It's been good for me. As far as wood bats go, I really like Marucci. It's the Lindy Pro 12. I've had it twice now, and it's lasted me a long time. It's a light swinging, balanced wood bat. It's broke twice now, but I mean that's to be expected.
Mine would probably be the Cat X.
Yeah.
Marucci.
That's a good bat.
I liked the Cat 8 back in the day.
Yeah.
That was when I had a black and gold drop 8 Cat 8. That bat was hot, and all of our team used it.
I'm gonna have to go with the CP5. It's my bat that I made from Noble, and I mean I basically got to design it however I wanted it, and got some demo bats to see what I liked and didn't like about wood bats, and that's how it came to be. So shout out Noble.
Some teams we play against, over half of the kids have a Hype Fire, that new bat or Rawlings Icon.
Those are expensive,
$400
man.
bats.
Yeah. Dropping $400 as a 5th grader, 6th grader, that's crazy. I mean, you never catch me doing that.
All right. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Bryce.
All right. That's all I have for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.